Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a magical forest filled with joyful animals. In this forest lived Ollie, a wise and elderly owl. Ollie was known as the wisest animal in the forest, and everyone greatly valued his advice. One day, the young animals of the forest gathered around Ollie. Jack the rabbit, Squeaky the squirrel, Tweety the bird, and Spike the hedgehog asked Ollie to tell them a story. Blinking his large eyes said, "Of course, my young friends, I will tell you a story that is both entertaining and informative." Ollie's story was about a treasure hidden in the deepest part of the forest. This treasure could only be found by those who were brave and kind-hearted. One day, a young lion named Leo and his friends decided to set out to find this treasure. Leo was a brave lion, and with him were Felix the clever fox, Daisy the swift deer, and Polly the cheerful parrot. Leo said, "If we find this treasure, it will bring great happiness and wisdom to our forest." As they set out, the first obstacle they encountered was a wide, deep river. Daisy said, "Crossing this river will be tough, but we can do it together." Felix noticed large leaves floating on the river and used them to build a raft. They all climbed onto the raft and crossed the river. After crossing the river, they found themselves in a dark forest with thick trees. Polly said, "We could get lost in this forest, but we can find our way together." Polly flew high above to guide her friends through the forest. Together, they made it through to a brighter area. During their journey, they met Wise Tim, an elderly turtle. Leo asked, "Wise Tim, can you help us find our way?" Wise Tim replied, "Your courage and teamwork bring me great joy. Keep going. You are on the right path." Encouraged by Wise Tim's words, the friends continued on. Along the way, they met various animals and learned important lessons from each. For instance, Slinky the wise snake taught them the importance of patience, while Miko the cheerful monkey showed them how to stay happy in the face of challenges. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the atmosphere grew darker and more mysterious. This didn't deter Leo and his friends. At one point, they encountered a giant spider web blocking their path. The spider, Misty, appeared and asked, "What are you seeking here?" Leo replied, "We are looking for the treasure hidden deep in the forest. We want to prove that we are brave and kind-hearted animals." Misty said, "I appreciate your courage, but you must find a smart solution to pass this web." Felix gathered some branches and leaves and used them to build a bridge that didn't damage the web. Misty said, "You have shown wisdom and respect for nature. You may pass." Soon they reached a wide meadow filled with colorful flowers and joyful butterflies. In the center of the meadow stood a large, imposing bull named Bruno, who looked at them with stern eyes. Bruno said, "Only those who are truly friendly may pass through this meadow." Daisy, with a gentle voice, said, "We are friendly animals. We only want to bring happiness to the forest." Bruno replied, "You must prove it. If you can gather these flowers without harming them, I will believe you." Daisy and her friends carefully gathered the flowers and presented them to Bruno. Bruno said, "You are truly friendly and careful. You may pass." As their journey neared its end, they arrived at the shore of a vast, shining lake. In the middle of the lake was a golden island where the treasure was hidden. However, there was no bridge across the lake. Felix said, "We need to find a way to cross the lake." Tweety flew up and saw glowing stones just beneath the water's surface. "We can walk on these stones," she said. The stones were slippery, so they had to tread carefully. Holding on to each other, they carefully walked on the stones and reached the island. In the center of the island, they found a large shining chest. When they opened it, instead of gold and jewels, beams of light symbolizing wisdom and happiness emerged. Leo and his friends felt the light warm their hearts. They realized that the journey had strengthened their love for each other and their bond with nature. As they returned, they decided to share all the knowledge and experiences they had gained with the other animals in the forest. Ollie, concluding his story, turned to the young animals and said, "Remember, knowledge and happiness grow when shared. Always be open to learning and support one another." Jack the rabbit, Squeaky the squirrel, Tweety the bird, and Spike the Hedgehog thanked Ollie and went home, pondering the lessons they had learned. The joy and wisdom in the forest shone brighter than ever. And so the animals living in the magical forest led happier and wiser lives, guided by Ollie's sage advice.